really hold spaghetti for celebrations?
Oh well,
So it's like not normal to make
spaghetti.
Normal to make spaghetti.
Yeah, can for
So we're talking the origins of Filipino spaghetti culture.
birthdays, Christmas in Filipino, pancit canton or palabok.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. That makes
But
sense.
pancit canton is also like Chinese.
Because that's like more because spaghetti is so like not Asian.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we've got our own different noodles, right?
Yeah.
But growing up, like if you just have pancit for your birthday, you're poor.
But if you have spaghetti,
But if you have spaghetti, then that's like, that's a big celebration.
it's so funny because from my perspective, it's like, oh my god, you eat like it's basically tin can sweet spaghetti. Like that's the poorest shit. Like when we're poor, that's what we eat.
yeah,
Like
the
if you've
bagged
got-
tomato
if you've
sauce.
got, if you've got nothing else to eat, you live on baked beans and spaghetti. Or if like there's like nothing else in the cupboard,
Yeah.
you get a
You get
can of
pasta,
sp-
it's
a
pretty
can of
cheap.
spaghetti like out of the back of. No, but it's not pasta. Like pasta's, yeah, sure, okay, that's still cheap carbs. So like, Australian culture is like this canned brand called SPF. It was when we were, I think, or SPC or something. I think when we were growing up, and it was like this cheap, sweet canned like gluggy noodles.
Hey, we make
And
an
tomato
effort
sauce.
for ours, okay? We
Yeah.
simmer it. But there are like bags of pasta sauce
Yeah,
that are like sweet already.
yeah, I'm sure. Of
So you
course.
just like
well, most
dump
time,
it
yeah.
in a pot.
well, most tomato sauce is full of sugar, full stop.
Yeah.
No matter what,
True.
no matter how you're buying it. So basically, like you grew up poor, you just have the local noodles.
Yeah, basically.
But
If you
it's
think
spaghetti.
about it, pasta is a bit more expensive than, say, rice.
Right. Yeah.
Or locally made noodles.
Yes.
Or
yes.
vermicelli.
Yeah, yeah. Because vermicelli is rice noodles, pancit is rice noodle. Like they're all rice based.
Well, there's also like a lot of wheat-based noodles.
Oh really?
Yeah, I want to say that pancit is wheat or flour-based.
It depends which one it is. Is it the
Yes.
If it's the glassy one, that's rice. If it's
That's
yeah.
No, there's also like glassy ones that are mung bean based.
Okay.
Yeah. So the one
That's
that we
used.
have in the truck is
Yeah.
rice noodles. And have you noticed that they're not glassy?
What the vermicelli?
Yeah. Once you've cooked it, they turn white.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the actual noodles that turn like transparent, I think, are the mung beans. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, different kinds of noodles. So depending on how much they are.
Yeah. But you said some of those are Chinese anyway.
Well, the influence of pancit, I think, is Chinese.
Yeah.
That's in the Chinese
And that makes-
culture, right?
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
for that region, the Chinese Mongol
We've had
civilization.
very, very strong influence from the Chinese too. We were
Yeah.
trading with them before the Spanish came.
That makes sense. It's just some things in the Philippines where it's like someone went to the United States in the 1950s or the 1970s and went like, let's just grab all the things that are on like TV right now, like in the popular culture, and let's just like insert them into this Asian country.
I
And
think
it's so
because
weird.
it's like Western and not
Yeah.
Asian, it's considered to be a higher level.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because like it's opposite for Western civilizations, right? Like if you go to an Asian restaurant, like Japanese, Chinese, maybe not Chinese takeout, it's a bit more special. You go out to get this food.
Yeah, because if you're Australian, you're not cultured enough to cook that at
Yeah.
home. That's why you go out and do it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you know, but it's not just Jollibee that has spaghetti.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen it everywhere. Yeah, it's great.
McDonald's has spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and we have rice with our chicken.
Yeah, that's not too much of a stretch because Asians put rice with everything.
Fair, yeah. But in Jollibee, there's also the palabok,
What's
which is
palabok?
glass noodles with a different kind of sauce. It's more local,
Huh,
but it's
okay.
also like really, really good. I want to say that you've had it in my parents' house.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You put chicharron on top of it, like sprinkling of chicharron.
Right.
It's really good.
I just can't get over the spaghetti. Like when we were young, so we grew up in Western Sydney in a pretty basic, like immigrants are born here, but like the parents were still in the immigration processing center.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Oh, really?
May as well have been born overseas, yeah. And all her siblings are Egyptian born, and so, I'm very, very first gen. Yeah, she's the youngest of 5, yeah. And Catholic, right? Everyone has 5 kids. So when we were growing up, my dad's a carpenter builder, my mum's a nurse. So they're not in academic jobs, they're not in professional positions where they're making lots of money. We're making enough to get by. We're not on the poverty line or anything like that, but it's like immigrant and hardworking family. And they were in their early 20s when they had me. I think like 21, 22 or something like crazy, right?
But normal in that time.
Yeah, normal in that time. Normal in late 80s. And I just remember like a Western Sydney lower middle class income bracket upbringing, on Saturdays for lunch, if it was dad cooking, because like, what does he know how to cook? Pasta and toasted sandwiches, and he's vegetarian, right? So that limits the options even more. But he would make us toasted sandwiches with canned spaghetti. So we'd have like white bread, butter, canned spaghetti.
What do you mean canned spaghetti?
Canned spaghetti.
Pasta?
Yeah. You can, no, like spaghetti, like they have at your McDonald's. Yeah. So like in that can, they have the spaghetti and tomato sauce in a can. You just open the can, you just dump it on your toast, and you warm it up in the grill.
Toast like carbs on carbs?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a meal. And all I can think of when I see Filipino spaghetti is like Western Sydney poor upbringing, like spaghetti on white bread, because we did it so much. Because like a can of that spaghetti was probably like 50 cents or something, or maybe 20 cents those days. Who knows? I'm not saying I immediately see poor or poverty. What I'm saying is I see the most basic of meals.
Yeah.
But I also think, what the fuck is that doing in the Philippines? Like, what the fuck is that doing in Asia? Because it doesn't fit to me. That says like white Anglo, like English white bread. It doesn't compute for me every time I see it. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm reminded of sometimes you have leftover pasta, right? And my mom just heats it up the next day. And God, I remember seeing my parents eat it with rice. But like for pancit, we do eat it with rice sometimes. So I guess that in my head now that makes sense.
Rice. But the spaghetti, it's like the tomato sauce and rice is weird. Like sweet tomato sauce.
Yes.
With rice.
But there's also like chili con carne, right? And it's kind of like the bolognese sauce. It's meaty, it's got tomatoes.
Look, I'd eat it. It's a good combo. It's just like, when has sweet tomato sauce ever gone with rice? Again, if I was like 12, if I was 12 years old and it was the 1990s and there was nothing else to eat, I'd probably eat rice and tomato sauce. Rice, tomato sauce, and some salt. But that's the poor Australian equivalent of like some rice and soy sauce which is the Asian version, right? Yeah.
Like we put rice, soy sauce. I like it with lemon or calamansi.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good. So that's the thing. Since my family is a little bit more well off now, my mom has been making a lot of it.
Yeah.
And my siblings are sick of it. They don't want spaghetti.
No more spaghetti, Mom.
And especially like with like actual birthdays, like what are they gonna eat then? I'm telling this story because it happened this week. Like my mom made a batch a couple of days ago, and they also just had spaghetti. They probably just finished the leftovers, and she made another batch. And my little brother's birthday was 2 days ago, so they didn't have spaghetti anymore because they were sick of it.
I guess that's like, I don't know, my mum cooking brownies. Like she'll do that.
She's not supposed to have anything sweet or too carby.
That's a side note. But like, I'm trying to find the equivalent. My mum will cook brownies, and they were never like, I think, held for like special occasions or whatever. She used to make cakes for our birthdays and stuff like that.
That's sweet.
But there's an equivalent. Like once we had more, like disposable income and whatnot, and mum's built wealth and income and you know, has a lot more disposable income now. She'll cook brownies whenever. I don't know if we ever get sick of them because they're pretty fucking awesome brownies. But now there's just brownies around. There's brownies around. Like, so my dad at Christmas time, he makes trifle. Do you know what trifle is?
Yeah, I've seen it on a Friends episode.
Yeah. So he'll make trifle at Christmas, and I'm trying to compute, like, what if my dad just started making random trifles in the middle of the week? He'd be like, no more trifle, Dad. Although, like, you know, after people have a stroke, they can go a bit wacky, which my dad has as well. So
yeah, my mom's gone. She has specific routines and favorite children, apparently, that she only reserves food for and cooks for.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's gotten some resentment.
Yeah, well, she's got 7, so I can understand her having favorites, right?
Yeah, but then when you deny your other children food so that she can save it for this one child. And that child doesn't even want it. That's the thing. Like, the poor child gets blamed.
Oh god, the family dynamics there is so funny. Is it a younger one as well?
Yeah, even the younger one has developed resentment for this.
Oh right. Oh, so I'm asking, is it the
favorite.
younger one that's the favorite?
He's not the favorite.
No.
No.